Virgo, hello, and welcome to your fall 2022 shapeshift reading, where we're looking at the shape you're shifting out of, the shape you're shifting into, and what that shapeshift looks and feels like for the fall season. I'm Amanda of Unseen Hands Tarot. I'm your reader, and I do these shapeshift readings for all 12 signs of the zodiac every season for us to explore together in the shifting space. This is an online community of esoteric seekers and sleuths like yourself, who are into using tarot, astrology, and other divination tools to investigate their shifts and ongoing evolutions as they unfold through the seasons. So if that sounds like you and this reading ends up resonating for you today, there's a space to go deeper. More on that after your reading. Today we are using the gorgeous new Goblins and Gardens tarot deck by Jonathan Sacha. If you are into this deck after today's reading and you want to check it out, you can just go to goblinsandgardens.com. I will rep this deck to the end of my days because I love it. It's my favorite deck for sure. Okay, Virgo. Fall 2022, we are just coming out of Virgo season, so happy belated to my fellow Virgos out there. What's your shapeshift this fall? Let's find out. Definitely 3 of coins in here somewhere. I love it for you. Ooh, the moon. And strength. Interesting. Okay, hold on. How does this want to go? I just need a moment with the cards. Okay, let's look at this together. So I think you are shifting out of the moon into the 3 of coins through strength. And for Virgo, shifting out of this sort of mysterious, the mysterious but transformative unknown of the moon space into the 3 of coins does actually feel like you are tapping back into a very core strength that you possess. Like, I'm seeing you as this beefcake person grabbing that giant by the nose ring, wielding what looks like a sprig of lavender. It's like you found your strength again in a time where you may have found yourself in a moon passage. And I don't know if that's been like years or just the summer, because, you know, Virgo, your summer reading was a little strange. We talked a lot about the movie Hellraiser, which is one of my favorite films, but it was like, you kind of almost got stuck in your hellscape, whatever that is for you. It's going to be specific for everybody, but it's like you almost dipped back down there, but you managed to escape. And that's a little bit of the narrative that I'm seeing from the moon card into the strength energy. Because if you look at the moon card again, we've got these like beastie energies. You know, it feels very werewolf, transforming under the light of the full moon. But these creatures that are facing forward in the card, it looks like a bear evolving into like a Cro-Magnon or something like that. It looks like they are leading right into you kind of coming out of or coming into your more human form, which is equally as beastie. Interestingly enough, like I called this person like a beefcake, you know, like they look incredibly strong and fierce and confident in their abilities to overtake this giant, you know, this other beast that is probably 4 times her size. Because maybe you reconnected with the beast within you in this moon passage, and you're coming out into the light of day, retaining that level of strength and intensity that the moon passage helped you rekindle. And you are channeling that, it seems, into the work that you are doing, which is like classic Virgo energy with the 3 of coins. You know, it's like, okay, now that I'm back to my full strength, my full confidence, my full, like, you know, I'm thinking about the strength card and its correlation with Leo energy. And so I'm wondering if coming out of the summer in the thick of Leo season, something about Leo season returned your strength to you. Helped you remember just how confident and capable you actually are. And then you're like channeling all of that beastiness into this 3 of coins work. And if we're looking at the 3 of coins, we've got these 3 elves very hard at work together. You know, it looks like they're working on the garden or working on whatever it is. It's a task where they need to work as a team, and they each have their own jobs and roles and tasks to complete in order to make this happen. It's very much like the artisan's workshop, you know? It's like, okay, now we can get down to business and make this happen. But it's like you had to wrangle something within you first. Wrangling something within you, or maybe it is something external, or probably both. There's some sort of circumstances you've been grappling with that maybe have been a little dark, Virgo, or like a little, emotionally intense, or just sort of, maybe you've just been wrestling with parts of yourself that are difficult to wrangle. You know, they are difficult to, these energies within you are kind of hard to channel. Maybe they've at times felt scary. Energies within you that scare you. You know, this is what people call like shadow work. Seeing those scary sides under the light of the full moon. You know, it's like the classic full moon energy where it brings out the beast in all of us. It brings out this like the monster. And last season's reading really did talk about confronting your demons. I mean, again, we talked about going to hell and back. So here you are wrestling with your demons through this shapeshift out of summer and into fall. But it certainly looks like you have the upper hand. Oh, this is also really interesting. They are very likely, Virgo, your own demons, because look at how the giant here that she's wrestling is the same color as her. Like they are the same kind of being. You are meeting these parts of yourself. And it's not that you have to necessarily win over them, but there is this element of like regaining, it's just wrangling it. you know, regaining a grip. Interesting. She's gripping the nose ring of this giant, like getting a grip on it. Virgo. It really does feel like get a grip. You know, like last season's reading sort of felt like that. And now it actually does feel like you are getting a grip. And I like that this beefy person is wielding lavender, because it's like you're getting a grip by reconnecting with your own sense of calm and peace. Whatever wildness emerged for you under the light of the moon here, you know, that like sense of in the woods at night, anything can happen. Anything can and will. It's magical, it's mystical, it's mysterious, it's incredibly, but it's also like scary and wild and maybe a little out of control, maybe a little, you know, with the moon energy, you can get too deep. You can get a little lost in your own, again, like that hellscape energy. You can learn a lot about yourself there, of course, because you're sort of skirting that edge, again, from last season's reading, skirting that edge of danger. And when you do that, you learn a whole lot about yourself. But there is this sense now of coming to your senses, of coming out of that with your feet very firmly planted on the ground. Look at this. The water and the light are both like interacting in this way where they're washing up on shore, and you can't really see what the ground is in this card. But then in the other cards, you're shifting into a much more earthy, grounded experience and less like spiritual, emotional, psychological, unknown space. You're coming back to earth, which of course, being an earth sign indicates that you're coming back to yourself and a very real sense of grounding and strength within you. And so whatever this is you're wrangling, you're somehow channeling it into teamwork. With the Three of Coins, you're channeling this into, all right, now that I'm at my best again, let's work. Let's do this. Let's make something happen together. You know, let's all work on that project, or let me get my people together and create something, or get back to making what I love to make. For me, the Three of Coins is like Virgo. Three of Coins, Eight of Coins. It's a very similar energy of like Virgo functioning at its best with a ton of tasks to complete, but they're not overwhelming because you've got other people all, you know, tasks are being delegated. And so you're able to all sort of work on this together in a very like balanced and distributed labor. And, you know, when Virgo feels really strong, actually Virgo is a great team player. They're often the leader in the team, which is of course one of the players, one of the roles. And I'm certainly seeing that here for you with the strength energy, you coming into one of your more beastie displays of strength, having gone through the moon passage. Yeah, it's like you're retaining some of that, some of the werewolf inside of you, that kind of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde situation, you know, it's like you met your Mr. Hyde. And Hyde is still a bit with you. Hyde is like no longer being shoved into the secret space within you. It is actually something that you're going to go ahead and wear on your external muscles. You know, it's like I see you discovering actually how much strength you possess when you become Hyde. You know, here you are as Jekyll, maybe. And here you are as Hyde. And of course, here we are talking about integration. You don't have to be either or. You don't have to be in like, okay, now I'm in Hyde mode, now I'm in Jekyll mode. I think maybe there's something happening in this season for you, in this shift, where you're starting to bring Hyde out into the daylight. This is not just a beastiness that comes out of you once a month under the wild energies of the full moon. This is a kind of strength. Like I'm just really drawn to her muscles, you know, like I'm really drawn to the display. I've also been watching like a ton of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. I am the party pooper. You know, like you're taking some of that fierce, beastie Hyde energy, and it's almost like you're retaining those muscles. Like you wake up from the transformation and you find that like while you no longer have the wolf's head and hair and bloodthirst, you somehow still have the beef, you know, like you still have the musculature, and you're like, oh dang, actually I can use that, you know. But it's like that beast is no longer possessing you. You are in possession of yourself, and you can channel that strength towards something really constructive. Constructive and productive. And that's what we like to see as Virgos. So, okay, I think this is becoming pretty clear to me, and I'm very ready to dive into this deeper now. I'm going to use some other decks. We've got the gorgeous Botanica Tarot here to really pull out more about what garden we're actually in here. And then we're going to employ some more Goblins with the Hieronymous Bosch Tarot. Really get a deeper understanding of this shift and what it means for you. So if this is resonating so far, you want to view the full reading and you want to explore it over the season with us in a supportive space, the shifting space. That's what it's here for. It's been created to hold you as you experience this shift in the fall season and in seasons to come. So join us in this shift investigation experience. The link is in the description below. You can learn more about the space and what is offered there and see if it's right for you. And if it is, I'll see you on the other side.